Okay, here's something interesting. I just got this random event while I was traveling around. It's called a certain date. There's a tentative knock at your cabin door. Opening it, you find one of your more gregarious junior signalers. I've been going through the crew records, she tells you. I found something interesting. It's the anniversary of the conductor stepping from the stone. I don't know what that means. Presumably clay people, is that like a birthday? Do they step from the stone when they're hewn or born or whatever? I'm guessing. The crew wants to mark the occasion with a little shindig. Is she suppressing a grin? The clay conductor will hate it, but it would be good for him and his relationship with the crew. You'll be on hand to supervise. The signaler's face falls. You'll attend? I'll get started right away. Sucks to have your boss at the party. Together, you prepare the galley for a celebration. You convince your cook to fetch the better brandy and to make something a little special. When the hour arrives, you lure the clay conductor in. To everyone's surprise, he stays. He makes painful small talk with your stokers and drinks far too much of the punch. Your crew regard him like a talking bear, but everyone is polite. While your crew are engaged in a game of poker that would definitely require disciplinary action later, the conductor tracks you down. He babbles earnestly about Achilles in Eleutheria and the claymen who work for the Murgatroyd Company he would very much like to visit. Interesting. Alright, another hook for Eleutheria. Off we go. Alright, so we're back here in the Reach, we're in Port Prosper, and one thing that I want to do, this parsimonious chairman has things for me. He has a further task, but I need to deliver more Tacadine nameplates before he'll trust me. I was saying before that I think I kind of shot myself in the foot with this by increasing the power of the Imperial faction in the Reach so quickly, because now there are barely any Tacadine scouts anywhere. But I've got a plan for it. I think that Lustrum is the new headquarters for the Tacadies. I'm going to make my way over to Lustrum, and then I'm just going to trawl around for a little while and try to find scouts to kill. Like, treat that as the center of the circle of influence, sphere of influence, whatever, and then, just kind of, patrol this area, see if I can find some. I don't know how many I need for him to give me this quest, but I'll kill a couple until I hopefully have enough. Okay, but so then the next stop, I'm gonna do this big loop. I might as well check out down here again. It's the only major section of the Reach that I haven't explored, and there's got to be something down here, right? So I'll probably just hit these ports, and then I'll catch up with you guys when I'm down here. Alright, so we're exploring some new territory here. We're south of the nature reserve. Let's see if we find anything interesting down here. Shall we? I hear some bees. It's just that easy, folks. It's just that easy. Oh, jeez. Very loud here. I'm just gunning for experience now. Very spooky. It's very bee-ish here. No, there's not. Okay. Just looks like it connects. Just gonna reveal the fog of war here. Honey. Honey. Alright, keep going. This music is centralized to this area. You notice that? It's very spoopy. I am spooked. Is there anything creepy down here? Ooh, there's a Apoidian Guardians. What is this? This is a thing? easy, folks. It's just that easy. There are a lot of bees, bee-related things here. Nice, actually, one of those to spawn. Very nice. Ah! The bees! You missed, you idiots. Oh, they did actually hit me. Kudos, bees. Kudos to you. Alright, so what is this wonder here? A pretty flower. What is this? Let me touch it. The flower fields. Your engine perches among the stalks, nestled between petals the size of gardens. Enormous flowers sprawl across the horizon, a welcoming forest. The petals are the color of mellow gold and vivid ruby. The scent of sticky pollen hangs in the air, asphodel and drowsy cardamom. I could harvest nectar, I could linger here. I could delve into the flowers. I need a saying for that. I can only do this once per captain. That is interesting. I think I need to do that, so I need to go get an assaying device. For now, I'm going to harvest nectar. Son of a bitch. 92% and I fail it. Okay. A rope and a brave volunteer descend into the flower-scented mouth. A team of burly stokers holds the other end of the rope to steady their colleague as he fills his gourd. A scream! A signaler has slipped. You help your crew pull the rope, supporting the weight of the rescuers, but they're too late. He has drowned in nectar, his corpse now sticky and sweet-smelling. Ugh, that's not okay. Okay. Is this a dead end? No, it can't be. Can it? Well, it totally could be. Let's find out. Very cool. I like this little grove here. This is a dead end. That's a pain in my dick. Because I think that up there is a dead end too. Maybe that might connect. Blast off. Alright, so we're making our way eventually toward Traitor's Wood now. Trying to see what connects to what. Alright, I'll see you folks when we get there. Oh shit! I found an abandoned signal box, and within, a fatalistic signalman. You detect a whiff of cigarette smoke as you enter. A man in a gray uniform and gray bowler rises from a chair. Evening. I don't suppose you're looking for a signaler. He does not sound hopeful. How long has he been waiting here? He's a signaler. Obviously, taking him. He's startled by your response. Oh, right. Was expecting you to say no, to be honest. He asked what he was doing here. I work the Isambard line. I'm the last one, I suppose. Hitch rides between the boxes, make repairs, sweep up a bit. But I could do with a change of scene. He seems unsure. Well, I'd better get my things together. He picks up a modest hold-all and checks his hat is on his head. Yes, I think that's everything. After you, specialist. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's leave. What has this guy got to say for himself? His mustache is stained with nicotine. His Isambard line uniform is neatly pressed. He always expects the worst, confident in the knowledge that he will still be disappointed. Let's trade tales of terror over tea and biscuits. Soon you're engaged in dismal competition. You raise the sad fate of Parliament and the tragic disappearance of the HML Parsifal. He counters with the story of his own past. I worked on the Isambard line. It was meant to ring the whole reach, a chain of accelerators and hour funnels to speed locomotives between the outer ports. Well, that would be fucking cool. Doomed from the start it was. Some said cursed, but I reckon building a road around the sky is just bloody difficult. It were never finished. He slurps his tea. I'd like to take a proper tour of the Reach, see exactly how stupid we were. Accumulate 6 Reach port reports. Pfft, bitch, I can do that. I can do that easy. I'm doing that anyway. Perfect. I need to accumulate 6 port reports. Okay. Can do. Alright, we're back here in New Winchester, and I remember that I constructed that bathysphere, so I'm going to deliver it to the Baroness. She examines it critically and minutely, checking every bolt, panel, and plate. Very loud music right now. It's good work, she announces eventually. Just as well, I suppose. Is it your imagination, or has she paled? Would she tell you what the bathysphere is for? My investigation suggests that the remains of the Green Regent, that's the Reach's son, are in Old Tom's Well. We're going to have to go down there. She brushes at her skirts. It's quite a journey, of course. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here. Okay, so I can't do that yet because I've got another one of these dudes on my ship. But that's very interesting. So the remains of this region's son are down Old Tom's Well. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I can also, I've compiled 6 port reports, so I can talk to this guy. Have you seen enough of the Reach? He stiffens as you approach, as if you've caught him doing something he shouldn't. People outside the trade don't understand how signaling works. Every port, every corner of the sky has its own signs and messages. It's a right mess. I've been cataloging them. The semaphores, the lamp languages, the badges and passphrases. Not that anyone will ever read it. He puts the pages into his holdall, suddenly embarrassed. Anyway, I've been meaning to ask. Traveling has stirred up old memories. I'd like to visit a friend at London. We'll find her at the Steam and Sapphire Yards. She won't remember me, but I should try. Another thing pulling me to London. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm on my way towards, what's it called? Eleutheria. But good to know that that'll take me back there. And it did net me a nice amount of experience. How did you come to work on the Isambard line, anyway? Misfortune, I suppose. Tried to join the Navy, wanted to do my bit. So I got down to the recruitment office, sign all their papers, answer all their questions. Halfway through the physical, the doctor just stops, packs his things away. I can't admit you, he says. Why not, I ask. I reckon I'll exercise a bit, try again in a few months, see? Your heartbeat's irregular, says the doctor. The first time a shell goes off within earshot, you'll drop dead. And that's how I learned I had a weak heart. Had to rethink my plans after that. Is that the same thing? Yeah. Interesting. What's your second suggestion? He intimates that he might be able to pull his old connections to work for you, if you were to drop off in London for a little while. Okay. Okay. Alright, so welcome back. Here we are at the Nature Reserve. And I've just finished a series of fetch quests for the researcher here. I'm interested to see what I get out of it. Hopefully I'll get a level at the very least. Verdant encouragement. What is it? Export verdant encouragement. Deliver to Port Prosper. Alright, I mean, I guess. And I'm going to export sapling knots to New Winchester. Sure. Anyway. Base of research. Let's turn in our research. Okay. I turned in the stuff I needed to. He has what he needs for his research. I think I might... Oh, I need to wait a little bit longer. Okay, so next time I come back here, should be something interesting. Alright, but from here, we're going to push on to Traitor's Wood. I've learned there is a path in between here and there. So Traitor's Wood, we have a couple of interesting options there. I think there's something story related, or maybe. But there are like expeditions you can take And I've never been, like, confident enough to go on one. But I think I might try. So let's see what Traitor's Wood is all about. Alright, here's Traitor's Wood. Let's check it out. I could gain verdant seeds, a caged catch, or visions of the heavens. Nah. What else could we do? Oh no, that's where we do that. The Somerset Camp. Right. What was I doing with these guys? Entering the region's grave. Right. Take an expedition to the giggling place. Let's give it a try. So, expedition. What's this? Oh, I can read a port report. Yay, port reports. Yeah. Okay. And then now, expeditions into the woods deep. Prepare for a large expedition. We'll send a lot of dudes along. Increase our chances of success. Okay, prepare for an expedition to the giggling place. That's where we're trying to go. Okay, you emerge into a field of purple flowers, bright as new bruises. Captain, the stoker's voice is anxious. Can you hear them? Something whispers from beneath the petals. I could listen to the voices, or I could stop in my ears, and both give me a 100% chance of success, so let's listen to the voices. The scent of the flowers is sweet but sour, like that of rotten raspberries. The smell overpowers your nostrils as the voices overwhelm your ears, filling them with constant babble. Petals open tiny mouths, they whisper directions only half in a language you speak. They tell you of groves and graves, the treacheries which happened, the defiance, the kingdom overthrown. Eventually, they even tell you the way to leave. Long shadows move through the silver trees ahead. There's a mournful howl. Someone sounds hungry. A stoker tries to joke. A low growling comes from behind you. The beasts have your scent. Should I draw the beasts out or hide from them? Let's hide from them. Better safe than sorry. You slip under the eaves of a copse of white trees, pale as a corpse's flesh. Slowly, silently, you creep under the canopy. You hear the occasional crunch of bone or branch as your pursuers enter the wood after you. Eventually, the pursuit tails off. You find your crew again on a hill overlooking a bog. Enter the giggling place. Within the dell, the laughter becomes cacophonous. Your crew must cover their ears as you press forward through the dripping undergrowth. White ferns whisper as they brush against your heads, your hands. Ahead, you can hear the lowing of beasts. The air is cold as the grave. Beware, you are in the giggling place. You inch forward as the laughter crescendos, washing over you. A copse of trees, gray as a rainstorm, lies ahead. It blocks the rest of the dell from sight, but it's the only way forward. Do I go alone or send my crew ahead? I can't afford to risk myself. Mockery won't make me reckless. Their faces are gray, but their jaws are set. They stride forward. Branches pushed back to allow passing shield your crew from view. The laughter increases in pitch and intensity. The woods rustle, shaken by a wind that doesn't reach you. And then a chorus joins the laughter. That grunting snort, the distinctive laugh of your stoker. That choked chuckle, one of your engineers. Your crew! You have no choice but to follow the sounds. The dell descends steeply into a cleft in the earth. Enter the hollow. At the very bottom of the dell is a brook. The water babbles and chuckles, murmurs and giggles. A bronze seal gleams just under the surface. As you reach to take it, 3 vulpine faces are reflected in the water next to yours. You're being watched by a 3-headed fox, the size and color of a polar bear. It speaks, but with the voices of your crew. Mourn not the wild trees nor the slain servant. Open the silent barrows. The fox flees into the wood. There's no sign of your crew. Shit, I lost 10 crewmates. Jeez Louise, you guys. Who was I talking to about this? I think the dismal paleographer, right? What the fuck just happened, Mr. Paleographer dude? The name of the barrows was told to me in the woods. The paleographer faces his tent. Animals that speak? That doesn't fit. What will I say to the Senate? His voice catches. I will not just give up on Charlemagne. This is the guy who thinks that Charlemagne is buried here. He rifles through his papers. Perhaps we will find more useful evidence in these barrows. We did find a reference to quiet graves on an old tablet, written in the correspondence. It must be the same place. It was described as the place deeds were made. Aha! He finds his notes and makes a mark on your map. Now he wants me to embark on an expedition to the Barrows of Silence to continue investigating. Alright, dude. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little short on crew now, which kind of sucks butt. It's a little butt sucky, you know? Let's go get some more crew. Alright, back at Traitor's whatever we are. Traitor's Wood. And we've restocked on people. And I think we're ready for another expedition. Let's take an expedition. I guess we're prepared for a large one that seemed to have worked out pretty well last time. So now we're preparing to the Barrows of Silence. Expedition of moderate difficulty. Okay. Alright. Field of purple flowers. Good, good, good. Oh, it's tougher this time. Look. Interesting. Well, let's stop in my ears. I'm not listening to you, purple flowers. Eat my butt, purple flowers. Alright, good. You find your booziest stoker and demand she open her knapsack. Inside, as expected, a veritable cellar of wine. Her protests are stifled when she realizes you intend to drink the wine now. Better everyone's drunk than hearing the voices. An hour or so later, you stagger through the field, holding each other upright. If the flowers whisper to you, you do not hear them. It's an interesting way to solve that. It begins to pour. The gray sky is angry. Your crew looks desperate to make camp and progress will be slow over sodden ground. Perhaps this is an opportunity to recover some of your strength. That's my only option. So, like, I guess? Hey, we succeeded. Nice, dude. I gained a fuel. An intrepid navigator discovers an old holloway running between two vast copses of blackwood. What's a holloway? I don't know. There's this. Huh. No results found for holloway. What the fuck's a holloway? It must be a path, right? Here you can set a watch at both ends and light a fire without risking being seen from elsewhere in the wood. Your crew stay up late, swapping stories of old kings and their various unfortunate ends. Your sleep is dreamless as death. Okay. Beasts. Better chance if I hide from them, so let's try to hide from them. Aw, failure. Sucks to suck. I lost a crew, I think. You slip into the shade of the wood where great trees bend their boughs to conceal you. But in the Traitor's Wood, you are betrayed. When a wind whips through the forest, brushing the canopy aside, you're exposed to the maws of fell beasts which leap from the shadows. Most of you get away. You live to see your comrades devoured, their names in the mouths of the beasts as they feed, along with their flesh. It doesn't tell me how many I lost. But we're here. We entered the Barrows of Silence. A circle of earthen mounds surround a hollow of blasted ground. Blasted. The barrows smell of leaf mold and decay. Some are so old they've sunken and are barely distinguishable from the rest of the grass-covered ground. Your crew shiver as you walk past the mounds into the blasted circle at their center. A wind whips past you, blowing up dust. A bird overhead calls out. Its cry is cut short. A deep depression sits at the center of the circle, surrounded by smoldering sigils of the correspondence. Okay. So this is celestially important. The sigils scored into the barrow's earth smolder. The incandescent language is searing. A command burns your marrow. Here, you will be silent. Do I gag myself? Gag my crew? Or go further? I definitely want to gag somebody. I want to gag everybody. Definitely me. I will be silent. And the crew. Oh yeah, we're all gagged. Now go further into the circle. Wind gusts across the graves, setting stones rolling from the barrows. Your crew huddle close as you advance into the center of the circle. Below your feet, correspondence sigils flare like dying fireflies. Even now, the letters of heaven sear the air. The entrances to the barrows have been filled with piles of rock. They're stoppered with slate and shale. Beneath your feet, the correspondence is incandescent. We have raised you up, and so shall we cast you down. We could approach the hole at the center, remove my gag, or open the barrows. Let's move this. Let's open the barrows. That's what the fox told us to do. You pull away the loose stones locking the nearest barrow. Your crew move away the other rocks, opening the graves. A cacophony of sound rolls out. Sigils smolder in the air. Not to be forgotten, not to serve, not to be silent, to be permitted. Ash and smoke blow across the now bellowing graves. One of the barrows is screaming in Latin. An erudite stoker conjugates in haste. Captain, he shouts in your ear, those are your orders, from only yesterday. They've been listening. Peering inside the nearest barrow, you find it clogged entirely with stone as though smothered. No wonder the voices sound so ragged, buried beneath mountains worth of rock. Huh? Those are your orders from only yesterday. They've been listening. So the sounds I've been making in the woods have been captured here somehow? Interesting. Interesting. I'm not removing my gag, bro. I'm approaching the hole at the center of the barrow circle now. Perhaps another seal contained within. Our power shared, our gift given, our law defied. The hole is partially clogged with ash, but you can see a gleam at the bottom. Something gold glistens down there. The sigils around the lip of the hole burn comprehension into you. The privilege of stewardship abused. Fury and pain and betrayal racks your ligaments. Your hands shake as you pluck the golden seal from its dim tomb. Okay. The entrances to the barrows have been filled with piles of rock. They're stoppered with slate and shale. Beneath your feet... Oh, no, I've read that part. Okay, I have the last seal. The barrows howl your name to the unceasing sky. So, okay, the fact that there's correspondence here means that this is, like... This has to do with the suns, obviously, right? And it's the picture of the traitor is beginning to become clear. The traitor is some kind of... So a regent can mean like a steward, right? Like a regent can be a king or a queen, but it can also be somebody who exercises power in the name of that king or queen, right? So what I'm thinking happened is the son or sons who reigned over this realm delegated some power to someone, and that someone did not, honor the compact, at least not enough in the eyes of that son, and so they were branded a traitor. What? As you walk away and out of the circle, the sigils fade. You feel your throat constrict as though embraced by a python. You go to give an order, but the words fail. Your language is ragged like a moth-eaten rug. Eventually, you find the language to get your crew moving, but in the back of your mind you feel absences. Your words have been taken. The correspondence carries a price, so too defying the commandments of a star. But you have the last of the seals. The scholars will know what to do next. I lost 6 hearts, dude. Oh my god. Consult the scholars on opening the gate. You have 3 seals to open the regent's grave. The scholars will be able to lend their expertise. Alright. The vituperative classicist arrives first. Well? The others hurry behind her. Their expressions, repetitions of her question. You explain all you can. A servant thrown down, the theologian concludes, for dreadful overreach. It is not my king in the barrow, then, the paleographer says mournfully. Only a retainer. We don't know that, the classicist replies, though it's a reasonable supposition. She turns to you. Take me with you. Let's open this wretched grave. The theologian immediately volunteers himself as an alternative. So, should I take the paleographer? His theory is in tatters. The truth might be a balm. Take the classicist. She was the least bound to her theory. Perhaps she'll find the truth rewarding. Or take the theologian. His insouciant demeanor shields him from disappointment. Would he appreciate the truth? I'm going to take the classicist. I like people who are not dogmatic in their thinking. Perhaps you'll find the truth rewarding. Hopefully, so will I. Alright, I've packed already. I'll meet you by your engine. Alright, fly to the Regent's grave deeper in the wood to open the tomb. Alright, I think I found it before. I think I found it. Man, losing that frickin' 6 hearts sucks, dude. I hope I get something back when I finish this quest line. There's the Regent's tears. I think it might be this, though, this horror. I guess we'll frickin' find out. The way this is laid out, I can stop by the Regent's tears at the very least. Losing 6 hearts, man, that is rough. This had better be worth it. That's the one attribute I didn't want to lose. Rough. Oh, hello, Cantankerai. West. No. Alright, got some stuff out of those too. Honestly, that might not have been worth it. Fucking bees. There are a lot of bees around here. Forget what happens here at the Regent's Tears. Something good, obviously. What happens if I fail the check? I still gain a vision of the heavens. Nice, dude. Alright, so that clearly wasn't the Regent's grave. The Regent's grave must be this horror in here. I think I was there before, and it was like, you can't enter this because you need some seals. Well, I have the seals now. So let's figure out what's happening. It better be worth losing 6 hearts. Yes. I'm still caught up on that. There are a lot of dudes around here. Alright, I'm not chasing you all up for creation. Have a good time fighting over there, guys. Another one, jeez. Busy stretch of sky here. I like that there's a wonder really close by to this horror. There's kind of a synergy there, right? Like, if you end up visiting this horror, you can go back to the wonder and relax a little bit. Reduce your terror. You're near the heart of the woods, silent and solemn. Where do I actually interact with it? Up here? Interact, there we go. The Regent's Grave. Here at the heart of the forest, a great barrow built from ancient stone stands. Gates of star-forged bronze block the entrance. Oh shit, I could open the grave or seal it shut forever. I mean, we've got to open it, right? To figure out what's inside. Enter the Traitor's Grave. Before fitting the seals into the gate, the scholar examines the correspondence markings on them. Something about to be used for visitation, and a reminder to not visit unless in direst need, your scholar translates, plainly baffled. Each seal fits a particular depression in the gate. In goes silver, then bronze, then gold. As you place the final seal into the metal, the gate swings inward of its own accord. A long stair, vastly wide, descends downward into the gloom. Below, a wind howls with all the ferocity of a starving wolf. To be used for visitation. Visiting could imply traveling. And a reminder, I don't know, to not visit unless in direst need, so something you only use when you're needed. At the foot of the stair is a burial chamber fathoms high. Hanging from the roof is a skeleton. The bones are the size of locomotives, the skull palatial. Red correspondence sigils are branded on the bones. The trisected skull's mouth is sealed shut with chorister wax. The sigils on its jawbone mean to have gone further than one should, the scholar whispers. So this is the traitor, this is the regent. So it's a skeleton. It doesn't specifically say a human skeleton, but it doesn't say otherwise either. So it's some kind of humanoid creature that was granted this regency by a star, displeased the star, and then was killed for it and shut up here. Standing well back, you order your crew to light a fire below the skull's mouth. Soon the wax is congealing and dripping in long, slow splashes onto the tomb floor. The heat in the chamber rises. Dashes of wax begin to fall in heavy drops from the mouth of the skull. The wind rises to a frenzy. The last of the wax melts. The skull's jaw hangs open, and correspondence sigils begin to appear on the walls of the tomb. The cavern lights in fierce incandescence as the traitor spits furious correspondence. Is the traitor not dead? Your scholar struggles to keep up as they translate the sigils on the spot. The scholar translates. The servant was given a task. They mean to complete it, but they have no body. They mean to chain the wood. No, tame it. They are the tamer. They overstepped when they gave voice to the voiceless. They want to undo their error. The scholar falls silent. Sorry, what? Their eyes widen. They want one of us to help them. For a year and a day. So I could explain that the judgment of the Reach has perished. Trader's Woods no longer has a master. What would my task entail? Or why not leave things as they are? Or accept? Or allow the scholar to fulfill the task? Or allow the scholar to fulfill the task? I don't know, dude. There are a lot of choices here. Well, let's find out more while we can. What would my task entail? What would the deceased servant of a deceased star want, anyway? Correspondence flashes in the dark like bonfires on Guy Fawkes night. The scholar frowns. The vanquishing of all errors, the making right of the wood, something about work, bloody, burning, taming work, the silencing of the voices and the stilling of tongues. The scholar shrugs. They seem to think it's self-explanatory. So the regent, gave voices or sentience to this wood? And that was their mistake? No, they overstepped. They mean to chain the wood. It's unclear if the wood was sentient beforehand. So presumably the wood was sentient beforehand, and they came here to tame it. And maybe they thought that by being able to talk to it, they'd be able to understand it and tame it better, right? But it backfired. So that was their treachery. So now they want to continue their work of taming the woods. The silencing of the voices and the stilling of tongues. And also correct their error, which was giving voice to them. What would your task entail? Oh, did I already say that? Yeah. The judgment of the Reach has perished. The scholar struggles to convey your statement, but the tamer appears to understand. Ah, I know this. A duty magnified, the rights due to the dead. The scholar pauses. The chain of being, the obligations thereof. I don't know this last one. I think it might just be grief. So it kind of seems like it doesn't matter. It still wants to complete its task anyway. Why not leave things as they are? Things aren't so bad. The scholar backs away as incandescent sigils go up like fireworks. It doesn't like that. A failure will not be commemorated. A debt will be repaid. That's repeated several times. Ah, a transgression that must be unmade. The regret of having burned too brightly. To return humbly to one's place. Interesting. So I could accept, or I could allow the scholar to fulfill the task. Alright, you know what? I'm going to do it. I think last time I let the scholar do it, I'm going to do it myself. Give the tamer your body so they can fulfill their duty. The vituperative classicist considers you. You've impressed me, Captain. Good luck. She heads back toward the entrance. The wind whirls around you, gathering in strength. You open your mouth to speak, and a gust blows in, filling your lungs more than possible. Your chest strains, your teeth rattle, and your skull aches as though set upon with hammers. And then it all calms. Just a whisper remains deep in your skull. It tells you where to go and how to begin. Must return to the parting glade. Okay? Leave the grave, go far, far away. Alrighty. Let's go do it. Alright, I'll meet you guys back at the Traitor's Woods. Alright, here we are at the forest's edge. Where do we go here? The wood's edge? Nope. Do we go to the parting glade? Begin your service of a year and a day. This will conclude the story of Traitor's Wood and advance the date by exactly a year and a day. Shit. Alright, let's do it. The tamer, whispering in the dark places behind your eyes, guides you through the vast acres of Traitor's Wood. She bids you put down the gun and take up the hoe, the axe, the scythe. Glades are pruned of whispering wildflowers, bleeding trees carved down, babbling streams brooked and broken. Some groves are watered, others blooded. Not all voices are quieted. The wood is vast, but the wood is more silent from your passage. And then at last your time is done. Quiet as the last breath, the tamer slips from you. Your mind is silent again. You go to the station and wait for the officers appointed with minding your engine to return with what of your crew stayed. Not all is as you remembered. Things have changed in your absence. A year and a day passed. Damn. I gained a searing enigma. Oh wow, the strength of the sun went down. The stovepipes are not doing well. The tackities are doing very well. Damn, okay. So what did I really net from that? A searing enigma. Because I lost 6 hearts! And I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy at all. So now I have to build hearts back up again. I don't even have the option to here, dude. Are you kidding? This is an awful level up. Aw, man. So I guess this will be the one where I take hearts as my secondary. Very cool. Which is literally just this one. Oh, this is awful. Okay. Nope, okay. Oh, now I need, like, more of everything. But we did it. So, we did it. We fulfilled the traitor's request. We carried out their duty. And somewhat tamed the woods. Which, I don't know if, like, I personally would be happy about that, but I feel like my character would, like bringing order to the area and being a good little servant and underling. Very, very interesting.